The day I discovered my neighbor was stealing my water started like any other Tuesday in April. I'm Malcolm Reed, a 38-year-old software architect living in a quiet suburban neighborhood called Silver Ridge. My sleek single-story home on 112 Pine Knoll Drive had become my personal refuge after long days coding for a healthcare startup downtown. I'd bought the place 3 years earlier and took pride in being a homeowner, despite the sometimes intrusive Silver Ridge Homeowners Association. That morning, my plumber confirmed via email they would be shutting off my water for 2 days to replace corroded pipes under my foundation. No big deal. I packed an overnight bag and planned to stay at my brother Marcus's loft until the repairs were complete. I locked up, set my security system, and drove off in my Tesla Model 3, thinking everything was handled. "Don't worry, Mr. Reed," said Carlos, my plumber. "We'll get the water back on by Thursday afternoon. Just make sure all your faucets are off when we restore service." I nodded and left. What I couldn't predict was that this simple repair would unearth a twisted web of entitlement, privilege, and theft right in my backyard. Specifically involving my next-door neighbor, Lorraine Becker. Lorraine, in her early 60s with a platinum blonde helmet of hair, had moved in 6 months after I did and wasted no time getting herself elected to the HOA board. From our first encounter, something was off. She'd make comments like, "It's impressive you can afford a place here," or ask if I played professional sports. When I explained my work in software, her smile never quite reached her eyes. I kept a low profile and followed all the HOA rules to the letter. Lorraine, however, seemed to enjoy micromanaging. Complaints about my garbage cans, my guests' parking spots, even imaginary tree diseases became routine. Still, I brushed it off. That Tuesday night at Marcus's loft, we ordered pizza and watched the playoffs. Around 9:30 p.m., my phone buzzed with a motion alert from my security system. I opened the app and nearly choked on my beer. On my porch, wrapped in a towel with shampoo dripping down her face, was Lorraine. She was pounding on my door like the house was on fire. "Malcolm, open up. What did you do to the water?" "Turn it back on," she screeched. Marcus looked over my shoulder. "Is that your neighbor? In a towel?" I grabbed my keys. "Something's not right. I'm heading over." We made record time. As we pulled into the driveway, I could hear her yelling from the porch. "I'm on the HOA board. You can't do this. This is harassment." "Lorraine," I said as we approached. "What seems to be the problem?" She spun around, pointing at me, her towel slipping dangerously. "You turned off my water." I was in the middle of a shower. My water was shut off for repairs. Scheduled work. The utility company only disconnected my line. Her eyes darted. "Well, the whole street must be affected. The pressure just stopped." "That's strange," I replied slowly. Because the plumber confirmed only my home was disconnected. Panic flashed across her face. She grabbed her phone. "I'm calling the police. This is discrimination." Marcus laughed. "Lady, you're on his property, half naked, screaming at him. And you're calling the cops." I pulled out my phone and started recording. "Lorraine, are you saying your water stopped when mine did? That shouldn't be possible unless your water is coming from my line. That's absurd. The HOA, I mean, that's not even possible." She called 911. "He's harassing me, cut off my utilities, and I feel threatened." I calmly told her the footage from my cameras and recordings would show exactly who was doing what. Just then, the sirens arrived. Officers Jenkins and Morales approached, surveying the odd scene, a black man and his brother standing calmly on one side, a furious white woman in a damp towel on the other. "What seems to be the issue?" Jenkins asked. "He cut off my water. He's targeting me because I'm on the HOA board. I want him arrested." "Sir," Morales turned to me. "My home's water was shut off for repairs. Only mine. Somehow, this seems to have affected her supply, which suggests an illegal connection. I have footage." I showed them video of Lorraine trying to access my backyard water valve, and her admission that the water had always been like this. "The HOA had an arrangement," she blurted, then tried to backpedal. The officers exchanged glances. "What kind of arrangement?" Jenkins asked. I need to get dressed. We need to clarify this situation first." But she was already storming off. Marcus muttered, "She's hiding something." The next day, I called the water utility. After several transfers, a rep confirmed what I feared. "Mr. Read, your usage has been double the average for your home. And your neighbor's address has no active account. The last one was closed 3 years ago. That's when I moved in. Correct. Her file notes her property being added to the HOA utility arrangement. I contacted Carlos the plumber. Yeah, we found a junction diverting your water to her property. Professionally done. Definitely not up to code. Want pictures and a write-up? Absolutely. With documentation in hand, I confronted Howard Langston, the HOA president. This is about Lorraine, I said. Howard looked nervous. It's a historical arrangement. The previous owner had an understanding with her. We just continued it. That wasn't disclosed to me. I've paid thousands. Let's not be confrontational. We can work this out. You mean pay me back and fix the pipes? Maybe we can reach a compromise. No. I want reimbursement, disconnection, and acknowledgement that this was improper. Otherwise, I'm going to the city, the utilities fraud department, and my lawyer. By Thursday, Carlos's team had severed the connection. As they packed up, I received a call from Detective Lillian Vega. Mr. Reed, we reviewed your footage and obtained a warrant. We'll be inspecting Ms. Becker's property shortly. An hour later, a small crowd gathered as police entered Lorraine's home. She had barricaded herself in the bathroom, hoarding water in buckets and claiming persecution. They found the illegal pipe. She was arrested on charges of utility theft, filing a false report, and possibly HOA misconduct. As she was led away, Lorraine screamed, "You don't belong here. This used to be my neighborhood." "It still is," I replied, calm and composed. In the days that followed, a cascade of revelations emerged. Elena Matthews, a fellow HOA committee member, approached me with records showing special treatment for several board members. Reduced fees, private use of community resources, even shady vendor contracts. They tried to offer you a settlement with an NDA, she said. I couldn't stay silent. I sent everything to my lawyer. Local news picked up the story. Interviews followed. When asked if I believed race played a role, I answered I believe I was expected to comply without question. Whether due to race, status, or both, those creating these arrangements should answer that. By week's end, Howard and 2 others had resigned. At a packed community meeting, city and utility reps confirmed the HOA's misconduct. All I want, I said when invited to speak, is for rules and responsibilities to apply equally. The room applauded. 3 months later, I stood in my backyard hosting a neighborhood barbecue. Marcus manned the grill, flipping burgers. Children laughed. New friendships formed. Great party, said Jeffrey Liu, the new HOA president. Your garden proposal passed. Groundbreaking starts next month. Lorraine had taken a plea deal. Her home was now owned by a young interracial couple welcomed warmly into our now truly inclusive community. The illegal connection had triggered a reckoning, not just about water, but about fairness, transparency, and belonging. The ripples spread across our county. As twilight settled, Marcus handed me a beer. To clear waters. To clear waters, I echoed. And with that, I raised my glass to the community we had become, one where respect, not entitlement, flowed freely.